A global supply chain or a major transit hub moves millions of parts and thousands of vehicles in perfectly timed synchronization. But as any system grows, the friction between its individual components multiplies. In a commercial airport, a single delayed catering truck holds up a plane, which occupies a gate meant for an incoming flight. This forces dozens of planes into holding patterns, turning a localized hiccup into a cascading systemic gridlock. In these massive networks, the primary point of failure has shifted from the individual machine to the overwhelming complexity of the interactions between them. We have mechanical engineers to build the turbines and civil engineers to pave the runways, but a specific discipline is required to engineer the empty space between them. This is the realm of the industrial and systems engineer. They are the architects of the invisible connective tissue that holds these systems together. An ISE designs the overarching framework that prevents independent parts from collapsing under their own collective weight. To accomplish this, industrial and systems engineering relies on optimization, the integration of people, materials, information, equipment, and energy into a single cohesive unit. When an ISE looks at a factory floor, they extract the data, stripping the physical space down to a stark mathematical logic skeleton. This chart shows the specific variables they track. To achieve optimization, they allocate everything from the flow of physical materials to the cognitive load on human resources. Through this analytical breakdown, the unpredictable chaos of the real world is converted into a measurable, solvable equation. Even a mathematically optimized machine will fail if it ignores the capacity of the humans operating it. Human systems integration treats the personnel system and the technological system as parallel, equal inputs. These two subsystems must interact synergistically to produce emergent properties, outcomes that serve the needs of the larger organization. True systemic flow requires absolute harmony between flesh and steel, ensuring the system never exceeds the physical or cognitive load of its operator. In healthcare manufacturing, specifically neonatal incubators, this harmony becomes a matter of life and death. The systems engineer balances competing demands, weighing the marketing department's push for customer value against the implementation team's strict delivery and product costs. This graph shows the result. Despite chaotic fluctuations in hardware, supply chains, and human error, the system must deliver uniform, high-quality performance on day 1 and day 5,000. The systems engineer optimizes the business impact and safeguards human lives by successfully navigating these high-stakes trade-offs before the product ever leaves the factory. At the heart of this discipline lies a crucial distinction between efficiency and effectiveness. Efficiency is about minimizing resources to do things right. Effectiveness is about ensuring the system is doing the right things to serve its organizational purpose. The goal is to maximize the ratio of effectiveness to cost over the entire life cycle of a project. A perfectly efficient system is highly destructive if it executes the wrong objective. The ISE acts as the compass, ensuring the organization maintains both speed and the correct direction. This impact scales from manufacturing floors to the absolute limits of human coordination. Without these principles, our greatest ambitions, like maintaining a laboratory in low Earth orbit, would collapse under their own complexity. Flawless infrastructure operating at this scale is the result of a deliberate, engineered architecture that remains invisible to the naked eye. The modern world scales because of this hidden science, the precise engineering of perfect flow.